I am so excited to see you guys today because we have a story by one of my favorite authors of all time. Today we're going to be reading a book by Dr. Seuss. I'm sure everyone has read a book by Dr. Seuss, but this is an especially fun book because it has several stories in it. It's called I Can Lick 30 Tigers Today and Other Stories. Today we're going to be reading a story from it called The Glunk That Got Funk. So we'll have to see what happens in that story because it sounds like it would be a lot of fun. A thing that my sister likes to do some evenings after supper is sit upstairs in her small room and use her thinker upper. She turns her thinker upper on. She lets it softly purr. It thinks up friendly little things with smiles and warm fur. She sometimes does this by the hour, and when she's tired of play, she turns on her unthinker and unthinks the things away. Well, one evening she was thinking up some fuzzy little stuff, and Sister sighed. This stuff's all right, but it's not fun enough. I've got to think up bigger things. I bet I can, you know. I'll speed my thinker upper up as fast as it'll go. Think, she cried. Her thinker upper gave a snorty snore. It started thunk, thunk, thunking as it never had before. With all her might, her eyes shut tight, she cried, thunk, thunk some more. Oh no, it looks like she's thinking something up all right, but I don't know if it'll be what she had in mind. Then monk, her thinker upper thunked, a double clunker clunk. My sister's eyes flew open, and she saw she thunked a glunk. He was greenish and not too cleanish, and he sort of had bad breath. Good gracious, gasped my sister, I have thunked up quite a mess. She turned on her unthinker, tried to think that glunk away, but she found that her unthinker didn't seem to work that day. The glunk just smiled and said, Dear child, you can't unthunk a glunk. Ask anyone, they'll tell you that a glunk just can't be unthunk. I'm here to stay forever in your lovely, lovely home. Now, with your permission, dear, I'll use your telephone. I'll call my mother every night. It gives her such a joy. She lives 9,000 miles away, and I'm her only boy. Long distance is expensive, Sister cried. Get off that line. But the glunk dialed text code cut 123409. Hello, dear mother, gabbed the glunk. I hope you're feeling fine. And don't worry about the phone bill. It's paid by a friend of mine. I've just called you up to tell you how I love you. Oh, I do. And today I did some cooking, and I cooked some glunker stew. Let me tell you how I did it. You might want to make some too. Well, this might be a good recipe. Let's see what this glunk did if we might want to maybe cook some glunker stew too. You take a cup of applesauce, then you add a pinch of straw, and you drop in 14 oysters, 7 cooked and 7 raw. You beat it to a frazzle with a special frazzle spade. Then you pour it in a rubber boot, half filled with lemonade. Then you toss it in the mixture, and you spuggle it and spin it. Stop, my sister cried. This costs $10 a minute. Oh no, he's gonna run up a huge phone bill. Money? That gunk just laughed. Don't think of things like that. He said, now, darling mother, let's see, where was I at? Oh, you take it off the mixer when the stew is nicely pink. Then you add a hunk of something, hunk of chunk, a lunk, I think. Then you chunk it in chunks of chiclets, and you plunk in 7 cherries, and then you plunk in, mother dear, 3 dozen kinds of berries. Now, mother mine, please do this right. Those berries that you're plunking, unless you plunk them with great care, it'll keep the stew from glunking. Stop! Stop! My sister cried. It's not a funny joke. My father can't afford this call. My father will go broke. Now, you keep still, the glunk snapped back, and he kicked her in the shin. Don't you interrupt my mother when she's plunking berries in. Now, where was I? Mother, plunk 1 berry blue. Now, plunk 1 berry black, raz. What's that? You have no raspberries? Oh, everybody has. But if you don't have berries raz, a schnutzberry will do. You have a schnutz, I know you have. Now plunk it in the stew. And he went on talking berries with his dear old darling mother. He jabbered and he blabbered 1 whole hour, then another. He talked for $300 worth. My sister shook with fright. This glunk may cost us millions. He might jabber on all night. My father will be ruined, will be penniless, we're sunk. Unless I can unthink him. Oh, I must unthunk this glunk. And that is how I found them. She was standing there unthunking. That glunk was still talking glunker stew. That glunk was not unglunking. She's trying her hardest, but they just can't get that thing to go away. He's gonna run up a giant phone bill. Could she unthunk the glunk alone? It's very doubtful whether. So I turned on my unthinker, and we unthunk that glunk together. Then I gave her quite a talking to about using her thinker-upper. Now, from that day on, she only thinks up fuzzy things in the evening after supper. The end. Now, I thought that story was great. It shows how Dr. Suess really likes to use his imagination. And so can you when you read his books. And we've got all kinds of books by him and by so many other authors here at the library. And we would love for you to come, and we'll help you pick out a book that you might like and might get you thinking. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you again real soon. Keep reading. Bye-bye.